Oh my God, how gutting was that? Man United drawing 1-1 against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. I'm not sure what hurt more. The equaliser, by the way, what an unstoppable free kick, or the yellow card to Casemiro. It wasn't a game where Manchester United totally dominated the 90 minutes. Crystal Palace were coming back into that game, but let's not... Gutting is the only way to describe that. Man United in total control in that first 45 minutes. We had some control in the second half. Crystal Palace came back in. But look, the first thing I want to say, there was 4 days of constant media scrutiny over a decision that Manchester United got against City. I look forward to seeing the 4 days of scrutiny that happened after a clear Stonewall penalty wasn't given to Manchester United when we were 1-0 up. Had that second gone in, Casemiro would have come off. He would have been playing against Arsenal. We would have cruised through that. We would have come away with 3 points. But no, because it was United, we don't need to do that. It's only when United get decisions their way. Come on, you know the rules. But that yellow there. Casemiro again tonight for Manchester United. How did he not get on the end of that cross right? Oh my God. It was just a gutting performance. It was a game of inches. It was a game of fine margins. And that's what football is, right? That's kind of why we love it. But there tonight, Manchester United came off the back of a couple of fine margin. That wasn't a fine margin decision. That was just an obvious error. It went to VAR. Nah, don't fancy giving that. What, they're trying to balance out, even though it was a correct decision last week, according to the law. Don't have a go at me. Have a go at the law. But Casemiro, that yellow. I think Fred might have been coming on for him. Or was he coming on for Eriksen? I don't know. We're missing him for the Arsenal game. We're just going to have to cope without him. But let's take away the overwhelming sense of, like, 2 points dropped. We knew that was a tough game. My prediction was 1-0, and it was so close to it there. But fair play to Olise. An absolutely unstoppable free kick. And David De Gea was in excellent form tonight. 2 fantastic saves. 1 outrageous save. You just don't save those free kicks. But Bruno Fernandes was making the difference in that first half. Manchester United, as I said, a game where we totally controlled that first half. Weghorst making his debut. I'll speak about him in a bit. Bruno Fernandes with his 100th goal contribution since joining Manchester United. A nice little move from United down the left-hand side. Rashford with the lovely through ball, picking the pace of the move up. Eriksen, another assist. Bruno, fantastic finish. And it really was a good finish. Lifted over the defender. Great from United in that first half. And Bruno, it still feels strange to me. Honestly, really does. And it always will. How much it feels like I've had to defend Bruno Fernandes against United fans who just criticize Bruno Fernandes. I genuinely have never understood it, and I never will understand it. Bruno Fernandes there tonight. Look, it wasn't a perfect performance by anybody. We came away with 1 point and 2 points dropped. But the main focus of this, I want to say, right, had we won that game, it would have been 10 consecutive wins for Ten Hag. And you saw his face on the sideline when that free kick went in. He was almost stunned into silence, just standing there like, that really just happened. That free kick really just gone in like that. Because it was one of those nights. Crystal Palace, you know they're never going to make it easy at Selhurst Park, and they didn't make it easy for United. It looked like we had enough, but we took our foot off the gas a little bit. We invited the pressure forward, and that's why Casemiro found himself exposed in that position, because Palace were throwing the bodies forward. That's why we needed that second goal. That's why that, as I said, outright, I don't know how that wasn't given. And in the first half, Martinez wasn't just, it was full-on elbowed in the face. It wasn't even a semi-elbow. It was a full-on elbow. Is there a difference? Don't know. They didn't look at that one either. The commentators didn't even talk about it. From a positive sense, I want to speak about Weghorst's debut. It wasn't incredible. He didn't blow everything away, but it was a solid debut from a player who only joined us 4 days ago. He knew the tactics. He knew the style of play. His hold-up play was good. I think his link-up play was good. Some good one-touch football from Weghorst. He made a nice run that freed up the space for Bruno Fernandes to score from. I think Wout Weghorst will be happy with his debut. I imagine Ten Hag will be happy with his debut. I can't imagine Ten Hag will be focusing too much on happy things after that game, after it was 2 points dropped. But given that Martial wasn't in the squad, you have to imagine he's injured. You have to imagine Weghorst is going to be playing against Arsenal. Casemiro isn't. Honestly, I don't know what feels worse, that equaliser going in from Olise, or the fact that we know that Casemiro is suspended for the Arsenal game. Gutting is such a gutting, because Palace had absolutely diddly squat. They had diddly squat. They had, look, Casemiro was even there, busy. If he was like, selfies, fine, go and do that as well. We had the number of Palace. The Hay, I tell you what, in that first half, let me pull this save up. That save there had a decent save in the second half as well. Not even De Gea could get to that free kick. That free kick was postage stamp, textbook, 10 out of 10 from Olise. Like, fair play. Unbelievable. That's what it took. A literally once-in-a-lifetime free kick to beat that defence. And again, I've got to praise him. We want to talk about positives here. Let's talk about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who again just looked indomitable. That tackle from Wan-Bissaka right at the end on Zaha. Unbelievable. From a man who I completely and utterly wrote off. He's making me look stupid. That's not very hard to do, but he's definitely making me look stupid. It's not just tackles from Wan-Bissaka. For me, it's the body language. It's the way he's shaped on the first touch of the ball. It's so much more positive than it was previously. Previously, it was always to kind of turn back, pass to someone else. Kind of a little bit what Anthony is doing at this moment in time. That was one of those games there where I do understand the frustrations of Anthony. He scored a cracking goal the first half, didn't he? But yeah, there is a frustration around Anthony, and I do understand it. It's just that my position is to, I suppose, defend and protect players rather than criticise them too early. That's kind of what my default is. And just as good as Wan-Bissaka was, Luke Shaw, I think, offered the same as Luke Shaw has been offering. Actually, no, not the same, because he's been playing at centre-back. Martinez came back in, and Luke Shaw, again, was impressive. Just good fullbacks. Both of them tonight. Good performances from both of our fullbacks. But I can't help but just focus on the key decisions. That wasn't really a key decision that went against us. That was Casemiro. I'll be honest, kind of lunging in when he not. Did he need to? You could argue that he needed to. Varane would have been exposed, maybe. And that's kind of by the by. But United didn't need to. United shouldn't have been in that position. It should have been a penalty. This isn't like a subjective call. McTominay knocked the ball away from him. And he was gone. And he got fouled. It's clear. It's obvious. But no, apparently not to VAR. And I want to go back to it. But yeah. 9 wins and a draw is incredible form. This doesn't take away from that. Did Ten Hag make a mistake by leaving Casemiro on? I'm sure some of you are going to argue that in the comments. I would say Manchester United made the mistake by letting go of the control of that game. That's why he felt that he couldn't take Casemiro off. If we had scored that second, Ten Hag would have whipped him off and put him straight in the bath. But instead, he felt he needed to keep Casemiro on. And judging by the fact that they came up with the late equaliser, it kind of shows that he was correct to fear what was coming in that game. I felt that tonight was, it's not Captain Hindsight speaking, tonight was a tough game. Tonight was never going to be a blow-away 3-4-0. One of those games we've had against Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. It doesn't really matter how poor Crystal Palace's results have been. Selhurst Park is never an easy place to travel. But there tonight is not only 2 points dropped. We've got arguably, our best player, our best midfielder, post-World Cup, definitely. But Casemiro has been so instrumental to what we've been doing that Fred or McTominay, one of you boys, has got to step up and give an absolute masterclass at the Emirates, because we go to Arsenal next, a team who is flying high. There's only one team they've lost to this season. Oh, yeah, Manchester United. And Ten Hag won't be too disheartened with that, but I tell you what, he'll be a little bit pissed off at the game management, or kind of the lack thereof in the last 20 minutes. Selhurst Park, they got excited. Crystal Palace, they started to get a bit G'd up. They took the game from United, and we didn't have as much control as we needed to. We kind of sat back. It worked away at Southampton. I think it worked away at Leicester too when we came away with the 1-0 wins. And it would have there today, remember this, if it wasn't for legitimately a once-in-a-lifetime free kick. But that's an outrageous decision. I look forward to the scrutiny in the next 4 days, and Casemiro being suspended. Almost hurts worse than the drop 2 points. You let me know what you think in the comments below. But 9 wins and a draw. Yes, please. Ideally, it would have been 10 wins. But 9 wins and a draw. I'm taking that.